Look at a standard political map, and it usually makes logical sense. We expect a neatly organized jigsaw puzzle where every country is a solid, continuous shape, divided by crisp, clear lines. But this map shows Dahala Kagrabari. Until 2015, this was a patch of India sitting completely inside a Bangladeshi village, which was itself inside an Indian territory, inside Bangladesh. Geographers call this a third-order enclave. To walk to the main body of India, a person had to cross 4 separate sovereign borders within a few miles. To understand how a map breaks like this, we need 2 definitions. An enclave is a territory completely surrounded by a single foreign nation. An exclave is disconnected from its parent country. Dahala Kagrabari was both. Geographic glitches physically trap living people inside bureaucratic vacuums, effectively cutting them off from basic utilities, schools, and legal rights. A shattered border does not dictate its own reality. Whether a map glitch is a harmless quirk or a dangerous flashpoint depends entirely on the political relationship between the surrounding neighbors. We can see the absolute lowest end of this friction spectrum in the village of Barla. Here, the land is fractured into dozens of micro-territories shared between Belgium and the Netherlands. The border is so chaotic that the town uses the front door rule. Your nationality, legal address, and the taxes you pay are dictated purely by which country your front door opens into. International boundaries slice straight through cafes, living rooms, and sidewalks. Yet the town functions without a hitch. Because Belgium and the Netherlands are highly integrated into the European Union's borderless Schengen area, there are no checkpoints or passport controls blocking your path to the grocery store. Because these 2 nations share deep economic and diplomatic trust, their fractured geography operates as nothing more than a harmless tourist attraction. Compare that to the India-Bangladesh border. Without open border agreements, their 197 interlocking enclaves functioned as isolated prisons for decades. Tens of thousands of residents lived in a practical state of statelessness. They could not legally cross the surrounding foreign soil to go to a hospital, attend school, or even connect to a power grid. This bureaucratic trap was finally erased by the 2015 Land Boundary Agreement, where India and Bangladesh formally swapped the territories to unify their borders. A broken map can be fixed, provided both sovereign nations possess the political will to rewrite it. But when trust vanishes, these anomalies mutate. Consider Kaliningrad, a Russian exclave severed from the mainland and completely surrounded by EU and NATO members Poland and Lithuania. Due to transit disputes and NATO expansion along its perimeter, Russia has transformed this isolated patch of land into a heavily militarized global security outpost. If Kaliningrad is a byproduct of historical borders, other anomalies are forged intentionally, created specifically because 2 populations refuse to coexist. In 1974, following a violent conflict and a Turkish military invasion, the island of Cyprus was physically severed in 2. The result is the UN buffer zone, known as the Green Line. It slices directly through the capital of Nicosia, creating a 180-kilometer-long enforced physical vacuum. When geopolitical trust breaks down completely, an administrative hurdle devolves into a heavily armed dead zone. Zoom out to the macro view of the globe, and it becomes clear that national borders are not immovable laws of nature. We have a spectrum of friction. On one end, peaceful painted tiles guide tourists in Barley. On the other, hostile barricades divide Cyprus. A fractured map always forces a political choice upon the people living there. Humans alone decide whether an anomaly becomes a cooperative bridge, an administrative barrier, or a heavily armed battleground. The ink drawn on a map does not dictate the future of civilization. Ultimately, it is human relationships that dictate the lines on the map.